name is Jimmy. I'm owner and operator of Sierra Service Center located in beautiful downtown Sierra Vista, Arizona. Now Sierra Vista is about 30 miles south and 30 miles east of Tucson, Arizona. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about fuel induction service. And the products we use are BG products for the fuel induction service. Now basically what happens after your car has been driven 30, 40, 50, 60,000 miles is you start to get a buildup of debris and carbon deposits inside your intake system. When we first buy a car, we start with a throttle body that's looking something like this. And as we go along, it starts to look a little bit more like this throttle body on this side here. And basically what's happening is, thanks to our EGR systems, that's exhaust gas recirculation, we're bleeding a little bit of the exhaust gas back into the air intake system, and this helps you improve the emissions reduction in your vehicle. And that's fine, except over a long period of time, and here we're talking years and literally tens of thousands of miles, you start to get a buildup inside the throttle body and the intake stream. So what happens when this throttle body gets dirty, it starts to stick a little bit when it opens, and it sticks a little bit when it closes. So when you accelerate or decelerate, it's sticking a little bit. What happens with this is you start to lose fuel economy. You start to lose performance. And what we want to do is clean that up so there's no sticking and so that the throttle body moves freely and smoothly. Next, as we get from the throttle body, we go inside the intake plenum, which is where the exhaust gas is mixing with the fresh air that's coming into your vehicle. Okay, when that happens, over a period of time, you start to get this buildup, and I'll use a scientific word for this. We call it crud. And this crud starts to precipitate after a while, after 30, 40, 50, 60,000 miles, and it goes down into your intake stream, through your intake valves, and out through the combustion chamber. This is an intake valve that's not looking too good, and it came out of one of our customers' cars. Now it looks pretty bad because you've got this crud built up. Here you got a close-up of the crud. But the problem isn't so much this. The problem is that it starts to build up around the seat of the valve, and that causes it not to close properly. And when that doesn't close properly, it doesn't seat properly, you start to lose combustion, you start to lose compression, and you lose fuel economy. So what we want to do is have a nice clean valve so that when it seats perfectly closed as it was designed to. Finally, we get into the fuel injectors. And the fuel injectors, they're spraying this atomized cone of fuel, and the spark plug fires, and it basically burns this atomized fuel. But after a while, those very fine openings in your fuel injectors start to get clogged a little bit. And that is the same effect as if you took your garden hose, you put it on the spray pattern, you put your finger over it, and you get these little droplets coming down. The same thing happens in your fuel injectors. They spray, when the fire plug fires, all the atomized fuel is combusted, but those little driplets, they don't burn. They don't burn completely. So you start to get a little bit of carbon going down into your exhaust system. This eventually gets into your O2 sensors, your oxygen sensors, and over a period of time can actually clog your catalytic converter. So we don't want this to happen. So the BG system comes in and it takes care of the throttle body, it takes care of the intake valve train, and it takes care of cleaning the fuel induction service. So we recommend that you do this about every 30, 40,000 miles to keep your car running like new. What happens is, over a period of time, our performance and our fuel economy drops off, but we don't notice it because we drive our cars every day. When you do the BG fuel induction service, the degradation is cleaned up in about an hour. And when you drive off the driveway, you actually feel it, and you can measure the fuel economy improvement in your as you take your fuel measurements. So basically, what we want you to do is bring the vehicle in. We'll take a good look at it, inspect the throttle body, see what kind of condition it's in, and from there we'll be able to recommend the right service for your vehicle.